Hello, I'm Rob Smith with the Strat Time Report, and let's take a look here. We started the weekend here, little bets. So, SPY goes 2-2 on the Tuesday. It's not totally getting killed, all right? I mean, let's still be clear about that. But we did go 2 up on Monday, and now 2 down, right? It's not totally getting killed in here, but we're constantly watching the motion of the ocean because we've got this new month, and we're trying to see how we're going to take out the highs or lows of last month. We're also failing on the week as of right now. So we had that 2 down, 2 up yesterday to try and take that hammer, but then softened up and failed, right? So we're going to see if we can retake that or if we're going to keep 2 on our way down. Because if you take a look at the 60, our clue yesterday was this here. We had the gap down, the 2-2 reversal back up, then the slight higher high, and then the failure in the 2-2 reversal here, which we've never reclaimed here. Right, so that was a problem. We had a couple wild cards out there too, which I'll get to in a second. But QQQ still trying to hold on to inside day. So once again, took that week, but then failed. So nowhere near taking out either side of the month to start the month off. Right, couldn't reclaim any of these new highs, and we had a couple wild cards that would tell us what we were looking for today. The inside day in the Dow Jones Diamonds, right? Inside day in a Monday and a new month. So either side of that was going to get our attention, right? So the diamond started to break the inside 2-1-2 reversal, right? Not strong enough to take out last week's highs. Still would be an inside week, but now you're starting to drop a bit, right? And so that tells us we can look at the industrials. The other was financials. And I talked about this in the Power Hour last night about some people just like look at SPY or whatever the ES, and they say, I think it looks like this or that. But what you want to be able to do is go look at the internals. That's why I have all this stuff up here, all these charts up, so I can see that. Because if you thought the market was going up when the financials were doing this, you'd be dead wrong. Just kicking pattern to start the day, 60, boom, down it goes hard, right? So you can see the financials now getting closer to taking out last month's lows, right? Where there was a while we were like, how are you going to do that? Well, it's going to do it like that, inside and down off the daily. So we usually start. Let's go to small cappers. And small cappers 2-2 on a Tuesday, 2 up, 2 down. Not just looking similar to a lot of things. Tried to take out last week's highs and are now failing. Question is, we've got some week left to see if they can reclaim that, or we're going to keep dropping. So that's why we keep day by day, hour by hour, looking at what's going on. Then if we go to the Gapper list that I tweet out here, and you'll see something like Domino's Pizza. And Domino's Pizza gaps down, and then you can see this on the 60. 2 down, 2 up, right? And that ran over 20 bucks in that hour. If you go down to a 15er, you can see the 2-2-15 here. Then the 2-1-2 inside 15. Hammer counter shooter, boom. Whole lot of good stuff in there. Let me see what the 30s look like on that thing. 30 a little trickier because you had the inside 30. You had a really nice move to defend it before it came back. And now we'll go inside the 60. We'll see what comes of that. If you're a little guy fan, CTIC. And here you have your inside 30. And if that works, triggers this. Inside 60 to the upside for a little bit, if you like those little guys. And if you go to SE here and go to 30, inside 30 and down, right here. And I believe on the 15er you had shooter counters hammer right there. Boom, and into the basement she goes. That was pretty nice. If you go to triple D, 15er, 2-2 reversal on the 15. Still puking. Right, so a lot of good stuff out there to keep an eye on the gap list. We did have crude with Pooty still doing his thing, and crude ripping, still hanging near the highs. Just a little drift up here, and we did have XLE stay strong for a while. It started to come back in with the market, so we'll see if that can reclaim some strength. A lot of usual suspects over there. Your chevrons, your oxys from yesterday was good. So we'll see if those guys refirm up here. Give you the hammer 60 on the oxy to see if they want to bring that back up. If we go to Lockheed Martin, War Machines. And another thing you want to look for is either a 2-2 on a Tuesday reversal, or they came in to buy it on Monday and they came back on Tuesday. They're still buying this thing. That's something I'd want to know about, right? And that tells us we can still keep an eye on Northrop Grumman. here to a lesser extent, although it would be RevStrat 60 to the upside. And if we go back to Lockheed Martin just for a second from yesterday, and you go to the 60, when I say stay, you can stay on the 60s, you'll see this right here. It backs off, it goes inside in the 60, and then right back to the highs, you see? And so that's something you want to look for sure. If we go to Verisign, in Verisign, you always want to see if you can find stocks that are still skirting the highs after the market sells off a bit, just in case we mellow out, which we are right now a bit, because unaffected by the sell-off. It was also an inside day. The inside day to the upside on a Tuesday, on a new month, which means you're going to have full time frame continuity to the upside, and you also have a 2-2 reversal on your week for Verisign, VRSN. If we go to OSH, and nice opening run, but one of the things we're going to look for early in the month is who can be 2-2 on the week here, and who can be 2 down, 2 up on the month. Well, here's one. Right, because that tells us we can keep an eye on that for the month. So a little slight exhaustion risk. You can see this daily broadening formation here. Higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low. 2-2 reversal, and boom, off she goes. If we go to CHRW. CHRW having a nice little day here, getting closer to that month, but backed off with the market here in the last 60, so we'll see if that goes up, because you still have this 30 potential, the 3-2-2, if it can take that back out. Keeping an eye on these futures to see if they stay heavy. We got USER. And let me see, I'll write this AMD down. And you can see nice right out the chute, hammer counter shooter, weak. 2-2 reversal, boom, and if that works, you're taking out last month's highs too. Just did it all real quick, and then you had to come in here and get this 30 down in here somehow. Let's see what a 15er looks like. A little tricky and choppy, but we'll see. Go back to that 60. Maybe get yourself an inside 60. If we go to NFE, and NFE, I'm going to try and come out a little bit, but once again, outside week to the upside, which means this selling was rejected and it's still being rejected coming back through all this, which gives you a higher high in the month. And that's when we start seeing who can do that. Higher highs or lower lows from last month. FRPT. FRPT, you can see taking out 2 months highs, 2 hammer, and the 3-2 weaker hits magnitude. Once again, you see the broadening formation here on the daily. The higher high, the lower low, the higher high, the lower low, the 3-2, and off she goes. So we'll see if that sets up again for you. If you go down to a 30, the way you get in on this is right here. 2 down, 2 up, right there. You're in. Thanks for playing. If we go to Coop. Okay, losing some semis here. Now NVIDIA going to the lows. Now Coop, 2-2 weak, and that holds. Right, so they came in to buy on Monday. They came back on Tuesday. That's something I'd want to know about, because if this continues to hold, you're getting closer to being a 2-2 month to the upside. So I'd want to know about that. A little inflation going on, gold and silver. Coming up just a tad, 3 days inside of this thing, but still trying to march up. Still would be inside week for GLD and AGQ. And then you got Dr. Copper, SCCO, coming up here and taking out up on a Monday, up on a Tuesday, right? Stuff we want to know about. So inside month to the upside. So the inflation's still on there. We'll see if we can take this 30 now that you had a 2 down. See if it goes 2 down back up. On the downside, like I said, those financials just getting destroyed. Well, seemingly. But the FAS, the inside and down, and they just waterfall down right out the chute. And it was pretty much everyone, because if you go to KIE, which is insurance, inside day to the downside. If you go to KRE, the regional banks, 2-2 on a Tuesday, down still, evaporating, if you will. If you go to XLF, down she goes. These guys all having problems. And you just go look at them all. Goldman Sachs here was a 2 down, but it was green on the day yesterday. But now taking that down, getting closer to taking out last month's lows. Morgan Stanley having some problems. You've got American Express. You got the cards here. American Express getting closer to a 2-2 month here, right? And that looks like a 3-2 day down here, having some problems there. Capital One. You've got Ameriprise. All these guys having just a heck of a time. PNC Bank. So if you're in the financials, you're getting hit today. So be aware of that. Another theme that we saw, like I said, the Dow Jones inside day and down, and that's going to give you Boeing. 3-2 day down. You got Cat down. You've got Disney coming down after 2 down yesterday. Not the end of the world. A lot of still inside weeks. You're going to be aware of that, but you do have this 3-1 monther in the Disney to keep an eye on if anything can take that out. Market's kind of just firming up a little bit, not doing much, but at this point, which is technically a good thing. You did also have some pandemic names coming down, the airlines. The airlines coming down. There's your United, your American. Here, Delta, and we want to see if this is inside month. So if they can take these things out, then you'd have more problems over there. Southwest Air. And like I said, pandemic names, you can see that's getting closer to taking out last month's lows and RevStrat. Wynn Resorts. Wynn Resorts coming down, and that's getting ready to take out last month's lows. LVS here, already taking out last month's lows on a shooter down. You have the cruise ships. RCL coming down, going after last month's lows. CCL here. How's hotels? Marriott coming down just a tad. So we can look at, once again, we want to watch all these monthlies. Who's going to take out last month's lows and who's going to take out last month's highs? How about EXPE? EXPE takes a 2 down on the day, getting closer to that month. The good thing is there's a lot of inside weeks still, right? We got a lot of week left. So if we go back to the SPY, yeah, we're a 2 down, but going back somewhat to a doji, like I said, nowhere near taking out the monthly. So for a major move in the broader averages, we need to do that, right? But that's why we keep going back and forth what's going on every day, and we can keep seeing which stocks and which sectors do all that. If we go back to Phillips Van Peeugen, PVH, right? And here you have an inside day on a Monday. Boom, down it goes. You're inside 30 here, down, boom, down she goes. And if that works, you got an inside month to the downside. Phillips Van Heusen having some problems here. PVH. We're also losing some tech here. AMD. AMD, 2-2 on a Tuesday. 2 up, 2 down. After what? Triangle the out. What do I mean by that? The slight higher high of death. You better stay up there, boy. It did not. Now coming back through these two become an outside bar of that. It's another failed week. Handily still an inside month though, right? But we're going to be watching that to see who takes that out. Market's still firming up here just a tad. OIH in the energies comes in and gives us an outside day. So we had those energies strong, but you had to be in the right spot. Like I said, the Chevrons, the Oxys, and all that kind of stuff. Because if you were in Slob or Halliburton, boo, these things, they got nasty on these fast. As well as some of the refiners like PSX. Here coming down, you had MPC, Valero, all giving up the goose. All right. If we go to NTLA, NTLA, one humdinger of a 2-2 on a Tuesday. 2 up, boom. Opens on the highs, and that was all she wrote, and down she goes. And if that works, you're going after the inside month here, right, in an outside week. If you go to your 30, right here, you're going to see the inside 30s, right here, and then down she goes. If you go to IPGP, once again on a Tuesday, I want to see what they do first, and then do they come back. So yesterday, 2-2 reversal, 2 up, 2 down on a Monday. Did they come back to sell again? They did. right? That means we got sellers in there, and we're taking out last month's lows. And are we inside week to the downside? Let me see here. Yep, inside week to the downside. So still having problems as NTLA, but obviously there's a lot of geopolitical things going on here. So like I said, a lot of inside weeks, not totally getting killed as the SPY. If we go back to that 15 minute that we were watching yesterday, right? Now you've got the little bit of expando on that broadening formation. Want to see if that holds. So now the new lower low is down into here. All right. We just want to make an outside bar. From here to there is an outside bar of all this. All right. There was your lower high. Now the question is it going to be strong enough to come ripping back through all this stuff? Or are we going to continue to just roll and roll and roll? But that's why we keep an eye on all the stuff. Coop goes to the highs as I speak, so there's some good out there still. And right there on the 15. Triangle day out, 2-2 back up. 2 down, 2 up, and back to the highs. So I'll leave it at that. Be careful out there, folks. Like I said, there's some blood in the water, especially in the financials. And as long as that's still hanging around, and if tech starts to give it up, we might have some problems here. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Ross Smith. This is Black. Strat Time Report.